Good morning, everybody. It's May 26th, 2024, and it's Michelle Alcorn here, live from our kitchen. And here's Mom, and it is week 200. Mom's already here getting an egg from me. So it's week 200. What are we going to put these eggs in?
Oh, we're going to make a potato salad.
And she's done a whole lot of cutting in advance.
I did.
We have an incredible menu to celebrate 200 weeks. It was July of 2020 when this journey began. Hi, Shinobu. And we've got guests coming in from all over the world. Good morning, Shinobu from Japan. How are you?
I'm good.
But for Shinobu, it's good evening, everybody, because she's in Japan right now. We've got some special guests, and we're going to talk about our menu. And we've got some special guests, as always, sharing their culinary journey and perspective. And one of the goals here at Atlantic Canada Cooks is to welcome everybody at our table. Everybody gets a seat at our table. We love the diversity and the inclusion and really getting the chance to experience culinary around the world and help people around the world know the awesome things that are going on here in Atlantic Canada. And we're going to have Luis come in from Delhi, Sir, Canada in a few minutes. I'm going to have him introduce himself. We have Sheena from MacArthur's Flower Shop. And normally, Mom and I have our bouquet. But today, Sheena's going to build that bouquet for us and hand deliver it this afternoon. How's that for the most amazing service? And we've got some of our friends that have been with us through this journey. They're going to share a little bit of their experience and some thoughts. We've got Christina from Vietnam. And I think Shinobu's going to share a few of her thoughts. She loves to come in to practice her English. And I've got a few other guests in the kitchen that are going to come along and say hi. And we're really excited to talk about, today we're going to make an easy recipe because I'm going to have some friends come over and we're going to make burgers. Who doesn't love burgers? I know next to pizza, I think burgers is up on Mom's top list. I like burgers because you can put any toppings on them that you want, but we're going to make a burger sauce and have some caramelized onions, which we're going to get those started really quickly in the oven. So I'm going to get started with a few recipes. And as I'm building these recipes, we're going to visit some other kitchens so that you can have really just a great culinary journey. But I need to thank right at the beginning, my mom. Mwah, 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 for being the biggest support, to get up every morning and to be here. And we love just getting to spend time together.
In the kitchen.
And then, we're eating good food.
That's right.
Right? So health is such an important part of what we do and introducing people to healthy foods. And of course, we're always visiting the farmer's market. And yesterday was no different. Mom, can you hand me that the bowl of onions? And the burger beside you. So we not only visit the markets, but we also go to a lot of local suppliers. So we've got a beautiful thing of ground beef here. Very fresh ground beef from the Rava store in St. George Street. We love them. They're Syrians that are now here in Canada. They're Canadians now. And they bring in some of the most amazing international foods. And I spend a lot of time in Morocco, as we know, and our awesome manager Jawad's going to be coming in, and he's going to talk about Moroccan tea. And you know what? Moroccan tea is a skill. And I have not perfected that. So clearly I have to go back to Morocco to learn how to do that better. So we've got our fresh beef. On the back, Mom's checking, we've got some carrots that we're boiling right now. And a shout out to Lewis Mountain Farms, who were literally throwing carrots at the farmer's market yesterday for people walking by. And I caught 5 bags in a row. So I left with 5 bags of carrots. And they were really excited to know that these carrots are going to be cooked today and enjoyed with some friends. And Rosalind knows food, and I don't know what she's going to talk about, but I'll tell you, it was day one. Rosalind Miller, good friend and our COO at Atlantic Canada Language Academy. During COVID, when we were at home and we needed to connect with our students. And Rosalind and I think we're talking to a couple of teachers that day. And we were gonna make some soup, and we had a different type of squash than we thought we had. And out of that, 4 years later, we're still connecting people from our kitchens. And I'm gonna invite Roz to say hi in a few words and share a bit of her experience. And we just want to welcome everybody to Atlantic Canada Language Academy. We're based in Lunenburg, Nova Scotia, and we teach English at all levels. But one of the part of this cooking club is a way for our students to practice. And like I said, we're going to be saying hi to Shinobu, who has come and studied in person. And please go to our YouTube channel, because you know what? You'll be able to see Shinobu cooking in Rosalind's kitchen and in my kitchen. And we're so proud of you, Shinobu. You're a wonderful example of what to do when you're acquiring a new language. And I think I see Jessie coming in from Mexico, so that will be super cool, because Jessie has also cooked with us. So let's get my recipe started. I'm going to do some caramelized onions that are going to go with our burgers for our guests this afternoon. And I picked up some fresh onions at the market yesterday. And when I'm cutting the onions to make a caramelized onions, I want to cut them so that they're sort of in strips like this. I don't want to use diced onions because I want a lot of onion to stick on that burger. So a little bit of cooking is about how the food is being cut. And then of course, we've got some wonderful garlic in here. We have a rule on Cooking Club. If the recipe calls for 2 cloves, you should double it. So I'm putting 4 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to get these diced up. Oh, I've got one more here. And I just want to show you. So when we're cutting this, I think you can see on my board here, all I'm going to do is cut it in half and then quarter it so I get into the slices. Again, nice even cut. And that way the onions cook at the same rate. And then we're going to add some fresh thyme. Thyme is my favorite herb. We wish we had smell-o-vision for our zoo. Oh, look, I've got Darlene and Diana, like, we're here going to be smelling this in person. We can give the gift of time, as we often say. So I'm going to put some nice fresh thyme in that, garlic, and really let the slow cooking time be what caramelizes the onions. And of course, some olive oil and salt and pepper, because anytime you're cooking anything, I find it's best. I tend to use olive oil versus butter for these. It's healthier for you, and definitely adds a bit of beautiful flavor. So there, I've cut that last onion up, and we're going to get a hot frying pan. We'll use that big one, Mom. And we're going to get that frying pan heated up, some olive oil in the pan, because we want it to go into a hot pan. So before I start into my next recipe, I am going to invite Luis to introduce himself. And my mom and I have so much fun going to see him at the market. And he had a special guest this week. So I'm going to get him to tell a little bit about his special guest and some of her sweet treats. And then we've got some of those to share. So Luis, I'm going to hit mute, and we're looking forward to hearing more about Elsewhere Canada.
Hi.
Luis, you muted yourself. We love a live show. Now you're talking.
Okay. So again, my name is Luis. I started a food business 2 years ago at the Mountains Market, here in Mountain, of course. And my culinary offer includes a variety of Latin American cuisine, but especially empanadas. Empanadas are typical in almost all Latin America and Spain. But the kind of empanadas I prepare are typical from what they call the South Cone, which is Argentina, Uruguay, Chile, maybe some parts of Bolivia and Paraguay. What I try to do is prepare the traditional southern empanadas, but I give it a twist with fillings that are more, I would say, appealing, more refined, I would call them, like tenderloin, or the bourguignon, which is a French stew, and that kind of things. Also, I offer tequeños, which is the most famous finger food from my country, my home country, Venezuela, and ham bread, which is the bread we prepare during Christmas time in Venezuela. It's supposed to be for the Christmas dinner, but to be honest, we eat it all the whole year. So we've been doing this for 2 years so far, and we are very happy with the results. We've been growing nonstop, thank God, and thanks to hard work, and thank to people, to our customers who love our food. And well, we are in the Monton Market. There are 2 entrances in the Monton Market. One is the main entrance where most of the food, what they call the food court, and the other one is through the deck. There is a deck there in the market, and there is a door in that deck where we are just aside of that dock. All right.
Luis, what are you going to cook for us this morning?
Well, I'm gonna do something very simple, but very typical, and is not common in the rest of the world, but in Africa and in South America, especially in the Caribbean, and it's this.
Plantains.
Plantains, yes. So this is a raw plantain, as a ripe plantain, sorry. And
Give us some right here.
and the way there's many ways to cook it. Hello, what's your name again?
Diana, where are you from?
Colombia.
And do you know
Colombia, of
plantains?
course.
Yeah, of
Oh.
course I know. Hello, everyone. Nice to
Oh.
see you. Nice to meet you. So
Nice
such
to-
a pleasure being here. Yes, I
Yes.
know plantain.
Of course you do. My mother is from Colombia, so I have Colombia and Venezuela are like 2 sisters. There are 2 countries which share a lot of things,
Yeah.
and we are very, very similar in culture and the way we do things. And well, plantains. This plantain is again a ripe plantain, and there is also the green plantains. And the way I like to cook this, there are many ways to do it. One of those is tajadas, which is just cut them in slices and fry them. But the way I'm going to do it is, by the way, the Colombian way, as my grandmother taught me. So I'm gonna grab a table.
So we're also going to get out. We're just waiting for our air fryer to warm up. So we're going to be showing you his empanadas. It's so much fun because normally we don't get to eat on the show because we're cooking everything. So thank you again, Luis, for sending us home with the to-go bag. But
No
show us a
problem.
little bit more of your recipe. And then we're going to come back over to his kitchen here in about 15 or 20 minutes and see how the progress is going. But our director of recruitment, Hermana Costa, is also from Colombia. And the first thing when he arrived in Lunenburg, he was saying, Michelle, it's very hard to find plantains.
Well, yes, but you can find them at the this store called Afro Latino here in Monton. And but the best place to find them is at wholesale at St. George Street. Yes, St. George Street. They have it there all the time, and they have it in nice size, as you see here. So do you want me to continue with my plantain?
I'm gonna get you to continue with your plantain, but I'm gonna show everybody what we're eating while we're watching you.
Awesome.
And it's
Okay.
interesting because I'm gonna use a cutting board. Look at this. This cutting board or a board is one that's from Chile. And I had got this on a trip when Rosalind and I had visited a few years ago.
Beautiful.
And look at these amazing empanadas. And I love the stamps that you have on them. It's a little hot. This tells me this is a veggie one. And then I know this one over here has beef in it. So we're gonna cut those open and enjoy these. And I think Diana and Darlene are gonna be, oh, look at that. Oh, okay, this is our favorite. And that has the leeks and mushrooms in it.
Oh, yeah.
And
Delicious.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm just gonna take a bite. Did you see that?
She's
Oh,
getting ahead of me.
I'm right in there taking a bite. All in on that one. Oh, thanks. This really, Mom already ate hers,
No,
Louise.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
Thank you.
I'm gonna have it for supper.
There. She's got her bite. I'm gonna cut this up for the girls. Show us a little bit about more about your plantains, and we're gonna come up and build some burgers. Keep going.
All right.
Louise.
Okay. So what I'm doing here, let me show you. I just got the plantain, and I'm gonna use the shell. I'm gonna put it in there, and just like that, I'm gonna put it in the oven. That's it. So that's all the recipe. It's super simple, but it's delicious. You put it in the oven like 20 minutes at 180 Fahrenheit. I have this little oven, so I don't have to turn on the whole, the big one. And it's amazing. You're gonna see the results. That's
Well,
it. You cut it, you
we're-
put it in the shell, and you put it in the oven.
Wonderful. I'm looking forward to and I can't wait to taste these. So I've cut open the second empanada and it is beef. And
Yeah.
as he was saying, the amount of beef in here is so amazing. And your crust, it's absolute perfection. And
Thank
I'm going to
you.
use one of these sauces.
Yeah,
I've got
use that
4
one.
sauces here for this bite. Every Saturday morning, you got to stop by and see him. If you're in Moncton, have the opportunity to taste Testies. They're absolutely amazing. So I'm going to build my burger recipe. We were talking yesterday about how to make perfect burgers and what makes the consistency of a burger really good. Again, I said I have all this really, really nice fresh beef here. And I'm really excited because I got some good friends going to be coming over to show us about it. And just in a few minutes, I'm going to get Sheena from MacArthur's Flower Shop to start building her floral bouquet. And on many weeks, that bouquet has been sitting here because my mom and I love to go visit the team on Mountain Road in Moncton to pick up our fresh flowers. But I'm so privileged that Sheena, one of our amazing designers, she's actually we're gonna get to see her make the bouquet. So that never happens. Duad, I'm just gonna hit mute on a couple of our guests that are in here. We love seeing everybody. And an extra hello to YouTube. And just know that next week, we're gonna be having our own YouTube channel. So we're quite excited about what that is gonna be looking like. So I've got the beef here. And we talked about, and I'm not adding bread as a filler, but I've got some beautiful sourdough bread here from Copab Bakery. And I just shredded it up very fine. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna add a little bit of milk, and only about 1/4 cup of milk is gonna go into this. And that's to soften those breadcrumbs. Oh, I might put a little bit more milk. And we just want them to be soft. If I put dried breadcrumbs in my meat, they would absorb the moisture from the meat. So we're using a little chemistry here. And we don't want them because we want our burgers to be nice and moist. but we're just using this as a bit of a binder in there. So that bread has soaked up all that milk. And now it's sort of all together. I don't want to say in a paste, but it's all pulled together. And I'm going to put this right into the burger. See, and there's no milk coming out of the bottom because the bread has absorbed that. And it's going to give a nice creaminess to the burgers. The other thing I'm going to be adding here is I got some really beautiful diced up red onion. And I'm going to be putting that in. And I diced it up very small because I like putting onion in my burger, but I don't want it to be very overwhelming. So we're just going to put that smaller amount. And I'm going to pass these empanadas and sauces over for these guys to taste. So be careful with that. It also, I don't know if I'll get any left though. I've got 3 other eaters behind me. But an homage to bringing in food and flavor from around the world, I've got this packet from my good friend Marcella, and she brought these back for me from Chile. And this is like, it's called Americans, and it's got a little bit of everything in it. And it's absolutely amazing to use in different types of meat, or if you were there in your carne. So I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons in here. It has a little bit of heat, so I don't want it to be too hot. And then, of course, we're going to add some salt and pepper. And some of the toppings I'm going to be making for the burgers are some caramelized onions that Mom's working on in the back. And we're going to fry up some mushrooms. And then, of course, cheese is always great. So I am going to add 2 eggs into this. So 2 raw eggs. And Mom, if you could just get me a small bowl. I'm just going to, we would say beat the eggs. Mix, perfect, Mom, thank you. Mix those eggs into a small bowl. And I want to do that before I add them to my beef mixture so that the yolk and the white gets mixed together. But I also want to make sure, just in case, there's nothing going on with my eggs before I put them in. So just take a fork and get those really mixed up. And that will make a better consistency for your meatballs, your hamburgers, your meatloaf, whatever it is you're making. I often see people just crack the whole egg in, and it works. But this way, you're going to make sure that that gets really blended through the mixture. So you can do this with a fork, but to be honest with you, these wonderful utensils that we were all born with is the right utensil to use with this. So what I'm going to do is, Sheena, I want to make sure, Sheena, you're ready to go there. And we're going to go over to get Sheena to start building her bouquet. Sheena, if you're, put your video on. If not, I'm definitely going to check on Rosalind's kitchen first. And there she is. We know that she's got this set up. There she is in beautiful red. Sheena, please do an introduction and show us this beautiful bouquet that we're going to have.
So good morning from the Maritimes. My name is Sheena, and I am from the beautiful island of Antigua and Barbuda. We have one of the most beautiful flags in the world. So I'm from MacArthur's Flower Shop, and usually I'm cooking delicious Caribbean food, but today my recipe is for a bouquet. And one of the great things about MacArthur's is that you can come into the shop and you can select the flowers that you want, and we build a bouquet for you. So today I have a few different varieties of greens. I have salal, and I have 2 types of eucalyptus. This one is called silver dollar. I have purple daisies. This is purple status. Yellow alstroemerias. This one is a peach carnation. this beautiful tulips, and these fuchsia garden roses. Isn't that beautiful? So it's very simple. First, you want to start with your greens. In a spiral direction. You start adding all in a spiral direction.
Oh, what happened?
Sheena, you're so talented at how you're pulling that together quickly. I love it. I think the other thing that we can talk about, Sheena, is we're going to be probably starting in the fall doing some opportunities for people to come into MacArthur's and build some of their own bouquets.
Oh, yes. We want to start like a subscription where you can have, we have special, well, like a recipe for the bouquet. So you could come in and say, I want to build the summer mix bouquet at home. And then there's special different types cut flowers that you would get, and you can go home and make your own bouquet. So this is like demonstration and what you would do at home. Right, MacArthur is located at 360 Mountain Road. And be sure to stop in anytime. And you can have a quick chat with me if you would like any advice on flowers at home. And I have a special twist today. It's a bit of a surprise in this bouquet here. You see how easy that was?
Sheena, it looks stunning.
And I have a special surprise today. So the garden roses are actually artificial.
Oh, I love that.
Right, at MacArthur's, we have one of the best qualities of artificial flowers that look very realistic. And then
Mom,
we have a vase
stunning.
that you can also purchase at the store. You will always get a packet of flower food with your flowers. You can just put about half of the packet. You give it a quick mix. Pop it into your vase. And there you go.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love it.
And what an exciting part to know that those couple of roses after the other ones go down will still be there.
Yes.
Forever.
Oh, I
And
know.
congratulations on your 200th episode with Atlantic Canada Cooks.
Thank you.
Thanks. And be sure to visit MacArthur's Flower Shop on 360 Mountain Road.
Sheena, we will definitely be in, and you know that Mom and I will be seeing you on Saturdays to pick up that fresh bouquet and get involved in that. And Sheena, we'll see you in a couple of hours to enjoy this beautiful meal that we're going to make. So with your family. Thank you so much, Sheena. Well, we're going to go over, and I know Roz is there, and I can see her cooking in her kitchen in Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. So we're excited to visit Rosalind and see what's going on in Lunenburg. But I will tell you, we're going to be putting these fiddleheads in to steam, and we're going to talk a little bit about those after Rosalind. So Rosalind, tell us what you've got cooking.
Hi, everybody. Well, it's been a long journey, Michelle. Congratulations. 200 episodes. Wow. Unbelievable. It is it's definitely been a journey. The amount of time that I mean, the Halloween costumes that we put on, the pumpkins, I think we've done it all, haven't we? Like really, seriously, like it's unbelievable. But kudos to you, Michelle. Congratulations. It's not an easy feat to do a cooking show every week and be as adventurous as yourself and all your guests. So at first I was just going to sit around and have a cup of coffee and watch the show and enjoy, but I ended up coming in and making some energy balls. So, because I know Eric is coming down, or next week I'm going to be going by through Halifax, and it's her favorite, so I was going to drop them off to her. So it's a really easy recipe, and it's whatever you have in your kitchen. I only have a quarter of a cup of or half a cup of oats. So I'm doing a half a recipe. Normally I make this in a ×4 because all of my children take more than half of them, and I might end up with 10. But they make a lot of recipe. So a quarter of a cup of oats. I use the organic whole oats, and they're sprouted oats. So, and they're gluten-free. So Michelle, when you're down on this week, if you're coming down for the graduation for Fernanda, I'll make sure I keep a couple. I promise not to eat them all. So in that, and then what it is the quart. I have it's organic oats. I put some chia seeds. I ground my flaxseed and keep it in the refrigerator, because once you grind your flaxseed, if it's not in the refrigerator, it loses its nutrition. So I pre-grind and keep it in my fridge. So I put some flaxseed, ground flaxseed. I put some sunflower seeds. I chopped the sunflower seeds up. I have this great little tool. It's from the Pampered Chef. And what it does is it has blades here. And every time I chop, the blades turn. So it makes a really easy way to chop vegetables. You can see the blades come down. So that's perfect for chopping walnuts, any kind of a nut. So I'm going to put a half a cup of walnuts, half a cup of chopped almonds, half a cup of pumpkin seeds, and I had already mentioned this sesame seeds, and then also the sunflower seeds. And I love cranberries, so I prefer cranberries over raisins, but you can put whatever you want. You can add, so I also put in some chia seeds. I put in some hemp hearts. And the thing that keeps it all together, and as Michelle said, you can use a spoon to stir it, but I use my fingers. And with this recipe, you do get a little messy, and I'll tell you why. I put in natural peanut butter, or you can use any kind of a nut butter or non-nut butter if you're allergic to nuts. And then I put 100%. So I put a quarter of a cup of peanut butter, as well as you can either use maple syrup or honey. So we have a really big following for maple syrup in Albert County, and I lived not far from Michelle for many years. So we have especially in New Brunswick, we have in Atlantic Canada, we love our maple syrup. So I'm going to put half maple syrup and half organic honey in this, and then I use my fingers, and I'm going to stir it all up. And then if it's a little dry still, I either add a little bit more honey or a little bit more peanut butter. So I'm going to get messy here, Michelle. So I'm going to let you go back, and I'll show you the finished products in a bit.
That's good. And I've got Darlene coming up to join me. I just said to my guests, I don't know if anybody saw me in the background trying to open this bottle of olives. Before you do a live show, you should make sure all your jars are able to open. I just had a little fight with the olives, but Darlene was on her way to save me.
Yeah, but I can't walk fast enough to get here beforehand.
Right? She couldn't get here fast enough, but I did get the olives open. Darlene Smith, say hi.
Hey, how you doing? It's nice to be back live in the kitchen. The smell, and wow, 200 episodes. Can't believe that. That's awesome, Michelle. Congratulations. You've been cooking up a storm all over the world.
And a lot of sharing is caring. I hope that you guys follow Darlene Smith as well, because you know what? Darlene brings the most amazing daily motivational messages. and reminding us, and you've done a lot of sharing on Atlantic Canada Cooks. How about
Ye-
some waffles?
Oh, yes, my favorite Mickey waffles. Yes, folks, I don't normally cook, but for the special episode, I unwrapped the Mickey waffle maker and used it. Yes. Now, what happened afterwards? Yeah, it got cleaned up and put back in the box and back in the Mickey room. It just felt so very honored to be able to use it. And they were the best waffles you could ever have. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's just a Disney Mickey waffle maker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with the toppings or the batter itself.
No, it was all about that. That's hadn't to do with the cooks. It was all about Mickey Mouse. So it's funny, we were talking about fiddleheads, and Darlene is not a fiddlehead fan. But Diana's never tried them. So we're steaming those fiddleheads, and we're gonna do some new tasting of food that people haven't tried, which we love to introduce people to. But I'll tell you, look at this amazing bowl of caramelized onions. The color on that. My mother gets the head cook note on that. Beautiful pieces of garlic, and you'll see these are going to be perfect topping for our burgers. So we're going to cook up one burger here and get it all topped off and show you what's going on. I've got one of the burgers here in the plate. Just remember, this is a really good lean beef. When you're cooking your burgers, they do shrink a little bit. So, so I made it nice and wide, and I like to make sure I'm getting a lot of burger in my bun. So we're going to put that on there. We've got some mushrooms frying behind us, and we're going to do a mushroom, onion, and cheeseburger, which is so funny because I was already talking about doing that. And then when I saw Luis at the market, he's like, what are you putting on the burger? Onions, mushrooms, cheese. So obviously we share a love of those different types of food. So I'm going to be starting another recipe here in a few minutes, but I thought we'd go over and check on Luis's kitchen and see what he's got. How are the plantains doing? And he was talking about a little bit of traditional breakfast, which he can't always do at the market. He sent me some pictures this morning. I don't know if you already ate it, but I can tell you it made me hungry just looking at that breakfast. And then we're going to pop over and say hi to Christina. And Dion, I see you up there in the corner. We love seeing Dion every week from Halifax. Louise, tell us what's going on in your kitchen. And there's your pre-warning, Christina. We're going to go over for you to just send some wishes from her kitchen, but we'll talk to Louise first. Just hit unmute, Louise. Louise, you got to unmute. I love a
Okay,
live
hi.
show.
Yeah, okay, let's see how the plantain is going. I checked the plantain some minutes ago, and I felt it needed some butter. Everything is better with butter, so I put some butter in it, and it's going well. As you see, it will need maybe some 10 more minutes or something there, but it is already soft. I just needed to caramelize a little bit more, and it will be ready for eating. So it's very simple. It's a very, very good carbohydrate. So I recommend it very much for the nutrition perspective.
Louise, were those little taquitos? I saw all the little rows. Are those cheese?
No, let me show you again.
What are all the little things beside? No, on the right. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see where you're referring to. Hold on.
The big pan on your right that has a whole bunch of other
Oh,
stuff.
these things. These are the tequeños. I'm putting here to thaw them because I have an order I have to deliver, so they're just thawing there. And,
Ask Mom what she thinks of those.
What are the quesadillas?
No, the little ones we had
Oh,
yesterday.
they were delicious. I'll be
Yeah,
back
thank
for more of
you.
those.
yeah, the Kenyans are the finger food by excellence in Venezuela. They show up in every gathering. They say that if you get married and you don't have tequeños in your party, you're gonna get divorced.
Diana's agreeing in the background.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Let me hear first So note to self, if I ever get married and you're working, we'll make sure those are at the wedding.
You make sure you have
delicious.
tequeños, yes. So there is a story behind the tequeños, and is about its name. Tequeños mean in Spanish like Canadian or Venezuelan, or it's people from Los Teques, which is a city about 45 minutes from Venezuela's capital, Caracas. And the lady who invented the tequeños back in the 20s, in 20th century's 20s, she would bring the tequeños to the train station in Caracas with baskets with her children or some companion. So they became famous, and the people would start waiting for the tequeños at the train station. But at that time, they were referring to the people, oh, the tequeños arrived. I mean, los tequeños llegaron in Spanish. So these little things took the name of the people,
Well,
of the people from Los Teques.
Yesterday we were hungry running through the market buying food, and we each had one of those. And we both said, ooh, it was just enough to hold us over to the next thing. So Luis, we'll be back to visit to see what's going on here. Christina from Vietnam, and she's living in London, Ontario right now. Christina started cooking with us from Vietnam when she was still in her home country. And she is an incredible cook. I have learned between her and our good friend Jacqueline so many cooking techniques about cooking proper Vietnamese food. And the other thing I want to thank you for, Christina, is I now eat noodles and rice at any meal, any time of day. Christina, what words would you like to say to the group?
Yes, that is my pleasure to join in these cooking clubs, because that is a good way to connect with many people around the world. And I really love this country. I love Canada. So I want to introduce my country technique of cooking to everyone. And this is a very good a good way to connect people. And thanks, Michelle, for introducing me to everyone in this club. And I hope that when I have more time or free time, I can cook more and I can introduce to everyone the Vietnamese cuisine.
Christina, and remember, all of our episodes are recorded. So you can go on YouTube, rewatch them. You'll see some amazing recipes that she has made, and just how non-complicated they are. And I love fresh ingredients. For example, I know Holly's on here. I have made those noodle bowls that you taught me how to make for us. Mom, we probably have them once a week, and they're absolutely delicious. So thank you for sharing your time.
Yeah, I also have some friends. My friends is from China, and also some of the other people from Philippines and India, and they will join in the cooking clubs next week. Yes.
Yeah.
Really
We
excited.
love that. Our goal is to bring people back into the kitchen and spend time with your food, but spend time with friends. And you can always come in and join us here. But Christina, we'll look forward to those future recipes.
Yes, for sure.
For sure. Well, I'm going to continue on with a recipe here, and then I'm going to go over and invite Shinobu to share a few words. As we said, Shinobu's in Japan. So, but just before that, Shinobu, we've got those caramelized onions off the kitchen. How's the kitchen smelling, ladies?
Smells delicious.
There's the back scene group. And then Jawad's going to show us a little bit about Moroccan tea after Shinobu shares a few words. But speaking of Morocco and carrots, fresh vegetables, always some of the best carrots I've honestly ever had. So I've cut up the carrots into nice bite-sized pieces. And this Moroccan salad, you can eat it warm or you can eat it cold. It's always beautifully served with the recipes when you're in that country. But I'm going to mix this up. So the carrots are already cooked. And I've still got them here in the pot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some olive oil. And as I'm adding this olive oil, I can't help but think about Jawad's mom and his wife. I have the same olive oil bottle that Milu has, so it brings me warmth in my kitchen when I use this bottle, and especially when I am making a Moroccan dish. So we've got some olive oil in there. I have cut up some of those olives that I was having a bit of a challenge getting the bottle open, and I've diced those up. I'm using, these are from the Rawa store, so these are actually an imported olive because I know half the jar is in Arabic. But these ones are a stuffed olive with the pit still in them, and they taste delicious because, of course, I was doing a quality control check. And I love olives, so if you put olives in front of me, I'm definitely going to be eating them. I'm going to add just a little bit of diced green onion that's going to go in here. It just gives a light flavor, and you want to use chives or green onion because we want a lighter onion, not a really heavy onion flavor. And then, of course, one of my favorite herbs and one that's used constantly in a lot of food cultures, and that's some beautiful cilantro that I have here. And it's wonderful because you can get fresh cilantro pretty much everywhere in Canada now. And a lot of our greenhouses locally are growing them. So go into the farmer's market, check out where you can get those great fresh herbs. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to give this a rip up with my hand. Not everything has to be cut perfectly with a knife. I like having the big chunks through it. So the cilantro and that onion are already going to give it a lovely flavor. But one of the seasonings that we're going to add to this that's important in this dish, and I have really grown to love a lot, and that's cumin. Put the cilantro off my hands. And I just want to show you, yeah, we're going to put the burger on that, Mom.
Okay.
Mom's just reminding me, I got a hot frying pan behind me. And there's a burger on a plate here somewhere that needs to be cooked. So we can find the missing burger on a plate right over here, Mom. Here, I'll pass it over. Hiding the burger from Mom. Yeah. So we've got that pan and we're going to get one of those burgers cooked up. And I wish you could smell this, but this is cumin. And it's still in the seed format. So that's nice to top off on something. But I have this ground cumin. And it was really fun because I was walking through one of the markets in Tetuan, and that's in the north. And we're going to be working with Atlantic Arabic Travel and really helping people book trips to Morocco to experience all of the amazingness. But I was with Jawad's mom going through the market, and we picked the cumin, and there's a gentleman standing there grinding it right in front of you. So this is the ground cumin, but I got to watch this be ground. And even though I buy cumin here, you can buy lots of the spices here. It just feels a little warmer knowing that I was right there where that vendor did that. So I am going to use about a teaspoon of cumin that's going to go into, and I have about 4 cups of carrots. So we want to make sure that we've got a good amount of flavor in there. And then, of course, I'm going to add a little bit of fresh cracked pepper and salt to top off this recipe. And it's not an episode until I lose a pepper or salt. That was salt I put in. This is the pepper. For those of you who've been with us for 200 weeks, on every episode, Michelle loses something that's right in front of her in her kitchen. Usually it's the salt shaker. Okay. So I'm just going to stir this through, and I left it in the pot, so it makes a good little extra room. And then I'll put this in a nice bowl. Oh, wow. Because the carrots are still a little warm as they stir them. Who wants to come up and smell this? Danny, she goes, wow, the cilantro, you know, it's normally Mom and I here.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, amazing.
And it's a pretty dish.
Very nice.
Right? Because you get the olives, the carrots, and then that great fresh cilantro. And that really could be eaten as is right now. But it definitely tastes good after it's all the spices got to have a little party in there. So when that happens, everything gets great. So Jawad, I know he's there ready and hopefully he's ready for his tea. If he's not, he can tell me. But we often say in Canada, let's go for a cup of coffee. But I will tell you, more often than not in Morocco, you're going to have a cup of tea. And the tea is amazing. And I drank a lot of it while I was away. But Jawad's just going to talk a little bit about the importance of tea. And here's some of the tea that I have that I brought back from Morocco with me. And I think we talked about this last week, and this is a specific brand, right, Jawad, because it has the lion on it. So we'll get Jawad to unmute, and we're excited for him to share a little bit more about, oh, look at the tea set. So Jawad, it looks beautiful. Just here we go. I'm going to turn it over to Jawad, and thank you so much for being here to support and for all the time I got to cook with you and your family.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Buenos días todos. Esperando que todos estén bien. Hope everyone is doing well. My name is Jawad Marksi from Tétouan, North Morocco. I'm working as a project manager with Michel and also supporting this wonderful show. It's been now 4 years, and congratulations for the week 200, Michel, and hope you continue with that and bring all these wonderful people together as family. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about our traditional famous drink in Morocco, and it becomes famous around the globe. Everyone visits Morocco, tells story about the tea and beautiful places. So our tea, actually, it's easy to make, but also in a traditional way. So we use water, mint, also some wild herbs, and the powdered tea that Michel shows, and sugar. Some people add sweetness with honey. So let's start how we make tea first, then talk a little bit about it. And we start to boil water. So this is the typical Moroccan pot, teapot, to serve. So for serving, not for cooking or boiling water. So we use this pot to boil water first, then we add sugar to the same water that boils. So the sugar melts in the water. Then we add, for example, this size of pot, which is a family size, can serve 4 people, because we have we use the tiny small glasses. So, sorry. We boil the water, then the sugar, and then we add 3 teaspoons of tea powder. We call it the black tea powder, and the famous brand, it's the Lion brand, which Michel shows us. Then we add the boiled ingredients to this pot without boiling the mint. So we have the mint, as you see, and this mint is fresh. It's today's mint, so every day we can bring that from the market. You can buy that from the market, as you see. Look how it's fresh, and it smells minty now. So we add that mint for first. So we put like this on the pot. We put mint. Ta-da! I have already mint, and everything is well prepared. So I'm just showing you. Then we take the boiled water and add it on the pot, serving pot. And we keep for a minute to give mint time. Then we took the first cup to just mix the sweetness and also the other herbs. So we do like this, first step, then second step, second time. Now it's ready to serve. So Michel loves our technique to serve the tea in Morocco. So I'm gonna try to show you guys, find a good angle for the camera as well. Okay. a little bit like this. So as you see, we serve the tea like this, because without bubbles, it means it's not a good tea. So we serve like this, and we go up, 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 underneath that. Stop and stop it. With the bubbles, with everything, ready to serve, golden color. So it looks like beer. So it's Moroccan beer.
Say that again.
I was just gonna say, that looks like a cup of beer.
Yeah. Smurf's cup of beer.
There
So
you
it's,
go.
small, and we serve the tea every day on breakfast. Also in weddings. It's if you go out and like do an experience or social experience, asking Moroccans what is the best drink that they love to have and what the favorite. Everyone, yeah, of course. I will love avocado, some love like beer, some love, I don't know, coconut juice, but the majority or all Moroccans will say, yeah, but top one is tea, Moroccan tea. Here in the north,
Jawad, it's,
yeah.
I just before we say goodbye, share any other words, but everybody that does it, any home I went to, the same process. They're just chatting about something else, but 1, 2, and
Yeah,
I love something that's ritualistic. So, Jawad, thank you so much for sharing and for all the support that you do for Atlantic Canada Cooks. The unbelievable
Pleasure.
fun videos that you see all the time, those are Jawad's creations, and he pulls out the best moments, and we have a lot of laughs and a lot of fun. So thank you so much, and have had the privilege to cook in his kitchen with him and his family. So it
Yeah,
really
so-
means a lot, Jawad.
a pleasure. Love it too.
As we go to our last few minutes, Shinobu, what words would you like to share with the group? And we're going to pull these final recipes together, including a potato salad that Mom's going to show us here in our last 5 minutes. But Shinobu, what would you like to share?
First, me, Mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi,
Hi,
dear.
Michelle. Congratulations about 200 times. I'm very happy. Every week I attend this cooking club. Thank you very much. Today I just a little bit. I want to share. I want to share my screen. It's okay or no?
Jawad can give you a screen share.
Not working. Okay.
It'll just take a second. I almost called you Sheena. Shinobu, we didn't have screen share turned on. So we'll ask Jawad to give you screen sharing privileges.
Thank you. My English skill is a little bit badly. I just few page only. I write a screen. I talk about tea ceremony. This is a tea room and very small room, about 3 meters, just very small and but very beautiful room. And this is me. I made a matcha tea.
Oh.
A lot of items I use just like here, very small.
Oh, yeah.
And this is my friend. This is a host made matcha, and the guest is we drink matcha tea. And this is Japanese name is wagachi, sweet. And this is a paper, pocket paper. I like pocket paper because a lot of kind of pocket paper, very beautiful. And this is a matcha tea, usually green and more powder. But usually we drink sencha, a kind of green tea. Just this is a cherry blossom with sencha and sweet like dango. And we this is a sencha teapot, and this is a sencha, and this is a dango.
Beautiful.
You I don't know, very small.
Oh, those are
Because-
very interesting. Shinobu,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful tea experience. And we didn't even plan for it to be Moroccan tea and then Japan tea. So that was
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, last week Michelle told me maybe very famous Morocco tea next week. I think Japanese tea I want to show.
Oh,
Just to here input.
Well, Shinobu, I don't want to stop you, but
Okay.
Konnichiwa, and thank you for
you.
sharing that. We're going to go a few minutes over. We need to go back to Luis's kitchen to see what he's ending,
Oh,
and we're going to show our burger, but we'll stay on with you for you to finish
Okay.
showing us our tea. And so thank you so much for sharing
Yes,
that.
thank
It
you.
really means the world. We miss having you in the kitchen.
Yes.
We had so much fun with you there. But Luis, let's wrap up with it showing us your final dishes. As we say farewell, we're going to show our fiddleheads and our burger here in a few
Awesome.
minutes. But go ahead.
Okay.
Luis.
Here it is. I decided to put some cheese in it as well, as you see. So this is the final result of a plantain. This is delicious. It's kind of sweet. It's actually sweet, but it's part of the of our national dish, which is pabellón criollo, which also includes black beans, shredded beef, and rice. It's a very nutritious and complete dish. And also, I wanted to show you that the mini empanadas I prepared. So these are like little ones I prepared for a party a friend is having. So she ordered.
What kind of
ordered this.
empanadas are they?
Oh, here we have deli pollo, which means chicken, veggies, which is the mushrooms, leeks, and cream cheese. And I also have tenderloin stroganoff.
Oh.
So that's what we got there. And well, I just wanted to prepare the plantain because it represents our region very, very well. It's a very simple thing to prepare at home. It's very nutritious, very healthy, so and very easy to prepare.
Well, we'll look forward to taste testing them. Luis, thank you so much for sharing a bit, and we look forward to welcoming you back to share a bit more of your culinary perspective and maybe teach us just a few more recipes as we go
Sure.
along the way.
Sure.
Well, as we always say, from our kitchen to yours, but we're going to wrap up and show you a few things. And I'm so happy we've got Diana and Darlene here. My mom has that beautiful potato salad where she's got the eggs already in it. We've added some radish. And in here, we've got some diced celery and a few more green onions. And then the really, we're going to make sure we add some mayonnaise, as we often say, and some salt and pepper. The best thing about this salad is it needs to sit a little bit. So we've got some friends coming over this afternoon at noon to enjoy some barbecue burgers. Mom, you want to hold that burger up? So she's cooked a perfect burger. We've topped it with cheese. And I'm pretty sure there's some mushrooms and onions somewhere we're looking for. I've got the onions. Diana, the mushrooms are behind you. So we're going to make sure that this burger is going to have all the best stuff on it. and get this built up. And the last thing we're gonna top this off is with some burger sauce. And I'll tell you, that already looks amazing, right?
Yeah.
Darlene, we'll get you to hold the, oh, I'm gonna get Darlene to hold the burger. I don't know if that was a good idea, because did you see? I'm used to not having everybody take everything.
It's looking good.
It is,
Yes.
right? So I make a fun burger sauce with some mayonnaise, and I'm gonna use some of Done Right barbecue sauce. Pick your favorite local barbecue sauce. I definitely want to say local. And you mix the mayonnaise, the barbecue sauce, and some diced pickles. And I thank Diana for dicing up these pickles for me. I just need a spoon. And this will be the last topping on that burger that's going to go on, is this beautiful sauce. I love dill pickles on my burger. So this is a way to incorporate the dill pickles into the sauce. So there we go. And I think Darlene's going to end up running away with this burger. So there's our ultimate burgers that we're going to be serving this afternoon. Look how that is. I actually think we have Ringo, our dog here, that's like, I smell meat.
Yeah.
So we've got Ringo in as well here in the background. Rosalind, I want to give you a couple of last words here. And I think that those energy balls are amazing. My mother was bragging about them.
I was.
When you started making those. Roz, is there any final words you'd like to say to the group? Because we're just really thankful and very proud of all the support that we've been given, and we hope to welcome more people into our kitchen. Roz, please.
Well, you're right, Michelle, they are completed. I make them in a small round ball, hence you use your fingers. As Michelle said, our natural tools, our hands. And I ended up putting organic cocoa in it as well. And so that's why they're brown. And it's a really quick, easy, especially if you're going hiking or biking this time of year that we're outdoors a lot. And you know, when you want to bring something full of energy in order to keep your energy up when you're out cruising around in the beautiful sunshine here in Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. Michelle, I just want to thank you for your vision of the cooking show and your stick-to-itness that you know, it's been a great journey, and it's lovely to see it every week. And congratulations! And we love having our students join you in person as well as online. And Shanubu, it's always a pleasure to see you. I saw you on Wednesday, and I see you back. And Christina, it's been a while since I've seen you, so hello. And Gerard, of course, you've been so much support for both the Moroccan portion as well as the R&R with Michelle. So congratulations. And I know that I had many meals at Michelle's, and I had quite a few burgers through her, and you guys are gonna have a beautiful lunch. Congratulations. Enjoy.
We're going to say thank you to everybody. Appreciate you joining, and we'll see you in the kitchen every single Sunday morning. Thanks, everybody.
Yum, yum.
Michelle.